Now, ideally, we have audio. Perfect. Okay. Welcome to Cold Street Game Vault. Sorry about the delay. Tonight we're going to open up a box of Flesh and Blood, this time in the Tales of Aria set. This is an unlimited box. Just a little bit of catch up from last time. I have a little more knowledge of the game. I learned how to play it through a couple of videos and trying it out a couple times. Reading through all the documents on the Flesh and Blood website. And yeah, it's a fun game. I enjoyed playing it so far. We had our first armory event here at the store on Saturday. We had a good turnout for our first event, I think. We had 5 people show up. I went ahead and played to make it an even number so there wouldn't be any draws, or buys. And I got slaughtered, but that's to be expected because I'm new to the game. So yeah, I wouldn't expect anything else. So anyways, yeah, I was playing a dash deck that I made out of the box that I opened last week, and it did not do well. So I need to revisit that deck, maybe look up a couple of the deck lists or something, get a better feel for how the cards interact. And everybody that I played against was using Tales of Aria cards, and they were doing just crazy things that I wouldn't have thought would be possible based on the limited experience that I had had up to that point. So it's interesting to see what people can do with the cards, and I'm hoping with time I can catch up to that level and actually play some competitive decks. We shall see, though. All right, so let's go ahead and get this box open. Again, I haven't really changed my setup from last time, so I'm still in the vault here at the store. Get this wrapper off. So I still have the the overhead fluorescent light, and no real way around that at the moment. Box open. We've got 24 packs to go through. Like last time, I will try and be, I'll go through all the cards that are new to me, and at the beginning that'll be most of them because I've only seen so far the Blitz decks. I've seen all 3 Blitz decks now, and then the couple of decks that people have played. So I haven't really seen any of these cards too much, so we will learn these as we go. Go ahead and lose that, and we'll get started here on our first pack. So I know that Tales of Aria added the elemental aspects, or at least I'm pretty sure that they did. I didn't see any in the Arcane Rising set, but now that I think about it, I can't remember if Arcane Rising was the set prior to Tales of Aria or if it was another set was before that. So, all right, our first card is Break Ground. It's an Earth action. Wow, 7 attack. That's a lot. And 2 defense. It costs 3, and this is red. When you attack with Break Ground, you may put a card from your arsenal on the bottom of your deck, and if you do, draw a card. Okay, so that lets you take cards from your arsenal, put it on the bottom. Okay, and then draw a card. So you basically trade your arsenal card for another one. Seems decent. Again, I'm going to stick common cards over here, and work our way down the rarity list that way. Foils on top. We're using our Everfest playmat. I gave one of these away on Saturday, and it was exciting to be able to give one away at a real event. Next card is Invigorate, cost 0. Elemental action, defensive 2. The next attack you fuse this turn gains +4 attack or combat power and go again. Fuse is when you reveal a card from your hand that matches the element. So if I have an action that fuses with Earth, then you would show an Earth action out of your hand or an Earth card out of your hand, and then that card would be considered fused. And this gives the next attack +4 power if it was fused. Lightning Surge is played from Arsenal. It gains Go Again, and it's a lightning action attack, power 2, defense 2, cost 0. Cracker Jacks is an equipment. Let's see, generic for the arms. Destroy Cracker Jacks as an action, and the next attack action card you play this turn gains +1 power. Go Again. Okay. I haven't really figured out the best way to use equipment yet. It's been, again, an interesting process figuring out how to play this game. And I know that the original how to play the original like starter decks and stuff were geared around like you learned based on playing just the hero and the weapon and not the equipment. And that might be a little easier to dive into than jumping in with everything, but since all the Blitz decks from Tales of Aria came with all the equipment, or at least one equipment per space that you can fill, right? Head, arms, legs, and chest. It felt correct to use them, and then obviously I was playing it in an event, so it made sense to use it in the event. But equipment, I think, so far has been pretty challenging to figure out exactly how to implement it properly. Okay. Icy Encounter has a cost of 2, a power of 4, and a defense of 2. If it hits a hero, then you get a Frostbite token under their control. Let me talk about these Frostbite tokens for a minute. I played against 2 decks on Saturday that both were Lexi decks, and they both generated Frostbite tokens pretty insanely. And yeah, that's devastating to as I'm preparing my defenses and trying to figure out what I'm going to defend against, having to account for that extra resource cost on your first card that you're going to play is just insane. So yeah, it was not the best experience, but I'm sure there's ways around it and ways to account for it. And I just obviously don't know what those ways are. So yeah, I'm not a fan of Frostbite tokens at the moment, but we'll see how that goes. I also want to play Lexi maybe because she seemed really cool. I like the idea of the arrows. This is our first rare. Guardian Action, Aura, Embolden. It costs 4. Then it has Go Again. When it enters the arena, if you control another non-token aura, draw a card. And at the beginning of your action phase, destroy Embolden. Then the next Guardian attack action card you play gets +4 power. Seems interesting. The whole concept of multiple arenas, or not arenas, auras, and multiple items in the case of the deck I was playing, Dash, I think is a bit of a trap. I was trying to focus on the items because that's kind of what I thought that Dash was kind of about, was because you start with an item in play, right? And that's nice because you get to use that item right away if you can, but what I didn't think about was the fact that I put all these other items in my deck and cards that cared about items, and that was not conducive to anywhere near competitive play. That was more kitchen table stuff, or in the vernacular of Magic, it'd be more like Commander trying to come up with a not a combo deck, but like an artifact deck that you're constructing a machine and having it do things over time. And in competitive Flesh and Blood, that doesn't seem like a decent strategy. Our next rare is Weave Earth. It costs 0. It's an Earth action, has a defense of 2. The next Earth or Elemental attack action card you play this turn gains +1 power, and if it's fused, instead it gains 2, and it has Go Again. All right, that's my second rare. Seems interesting. I guess it helps Elemental or Earth. It helps both Earth and Elemental actions, so that's good. Chilling Icebane is a Ranger action, arrow attack, Elemental Ranger action. So this is one of the things that I think was really cool with Lexi, using this to attack and then dealing damage, then you have to either pitch a card to make a resource or discard a card to pay for it if it hits you, and as long as it was fused. And of course, every time that my opponents attacked with it, it was fused. So always getting down cards by the end of the round, and several turns in the course of the game were spent with just passing to draw cards essentially. Anyways, this one costs 1, has a power of 3 and a defense of 3. And then just for those who are less informed on arrows, arrows can only be played from your arsenal and only if you control a bow as your weapon. This one has ice fusion, so when you play it, then you may reveal an ice card from your hand. And then if this is fused, whenever an attack deals damage to a hero this turn, they discard a card unless they pay a resource. So you have that choice of either paying a resource or actually discarding a card. And when you pay a resource, you're pitching a card, so you're not discarding it, which is better technically than discarding the card, because then the card goes back to the bottom of your library. Excuse me, I just need to get a quick drink. So having that option, I guess if you want to, if you can pitch a card that maybe wouldn't help you, or discard a card that is even less help in your next turn, then those are options that you have. Okay, our next card is an Elemental Ranger action, and it's another arrow attack called Frazzle. It costs 1 resource. It has a power of 3 and a defense of 3. This one has lightning fusion, and if it's fused, then whenever an attack would deal damage this turn, instead it deals that much damage plus 1. I should be holding these closer to the middle of the screen. Sorry about that. So it would deal damage. It deals that much damage plus 1. Oh, but for the whole turn. So it's not just this attack. It's any attack for the rest of the turn. But what's interesting about that is that this doesn't have go again. So you have to have some other way to get go again, whether it's in your equipment or in an instant or something like that. That's interesting. Okay, Arcane Shockwave is a Elemental Runeblade action attack. It costs 0, it has power of 4 and a defense of 3. It also has lightning fusion, and when you attack with Arcane Shockwave, if it's fused, you deal an arcane damage to a hero. Okay, interesting. So the arcane damage goes through whether the attack gets blocked or not, because it's when you attack, you deal damage, as opposed to when you hit, deal an extra damage, or the attack gets plus something. So you really can't block that arcane damage, which is nice. Although there are equipment, obviously, that the Null Rune hood and cloak and all that stuff will all stop arcane damage. So Snow Under costs 3. It's an ice fusion, it's an Elemental Guardian action, and it's an attack. It has a power of 6 and a defense of 3, and it has ice fusion. If it was fused, it gains. If it hits a hero, create a Frostbite token under their control. So one of those ways to make your opponents spend more resources. And it was especially devastating if I got those in conjunction with each other. So if they stacked, and then you have to pay 2 extra resources or 3 extra resources. I think the most I ever got was 2 at a time on me. But anyways, Overflex is a ranger action. It gives your next arrow attack plus 3 power. It costs 1. And it has reload. If you have no cards in your arsenal, you may put a card from your hand face down into your arsenal and then go again. Okay, and then Rites of Replenishment is a cost of 2, power of 6, has Earth Fusion, and it's an Elemental Runeblade action attack. It has a defense of 3. Earth Fusion, when you attack with Rites of Replenishment, if you have dealt arcane damage this turn, you can put a non-attack action card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, and when you attack with Rites of Replenishment, if it was fused, you can put an attack action card from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck. So you get the opportunity to bring back 2 cards from your graveyard to your deck, to the bottom of your deck. So that's pretty cool, assuming that you're cycling through your deck a lot. Emerging Avalanche is a 2-cost Elemental Guardian action aura. It has Ice Fusion, and it has Go Again. It also has a defense of 3. When Emerging Avalanche enters the arena, if it was fused, create a Frostbite token under target hero's control. And then at the beginning of your action phase, you destroy this, and then the next attack action card you play gets +2 power. Yeah, cool. Showing Ice Vein, that was our foil, and we got an Oldham token. Yeah, Essence of Earth and Ice. Once per turn defense reaction, pay 3 resources, and if an Earth card is pitched this way, you prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to Oldham. If an Ice card is pitched this way, the attacking hero puts a card from their hand on top of their deck. Okay, and on the back we've got a Frostbite token. And we'll stick tokens up. I'm just going to put tokens kind of off mat up here. Alright, that was pack 1. As we get through these and start hitting stuff that we've seen before, then each pack will take less time. Hopefully we won't go the hour and a half that we did last time. Alright. Lightning Surge. Did we already get a Lightning Surge? We did. We already got a Lightning Surge. So 2 power, 2 defense. If it's played from Arsenal, it gets to go again. Earthlore Surge. This looks new. Alright, the next attack, let's see. This is an Earth action. It costs 2. It has 2 defense. The next attack action card you play gets +3 power and go again. Okay. Next up is Autumn's Touch. This is a 3 cost, 7 power, 3 defense Earth action attack. And that's it. There's nothing else, no special abilities. It's just super powerful attack for 3 resources. Polar Blast is an ice action. It costs 1 and it has a defense of 2. Target opposing hero may pay 2 resource points. If they don't, your next attack this turn gets Dominate. And if Polar Blast is paid from Arsenal, draw a card and go again. Yeah, so this is another one of those that was played against me. And I have to say I'm just not a fan of the ice things because it's one of my things that even in other card games, I like to play my game. And if you're preventing me from playing my game, then I'm not having fun. Now that said, I would never begrudge anybody playing what they want to play. So, maybe for that game I don't have fun, but there will be games that I do have fun because I'll be able to play the cards that I came to play. But making me discard all my cards, especially in a game as tight as this where you only have 4 cards in your hand for the most part, it really is painful. Rotten Buckler is a Guardian equipment offhand. So this is if you have a one-handed weapon, you can use this on your offhand. And it's a defensive 1 and it has blade break. So when you block with when you defend with it, then it breaks. Okay. Explosive Growth is our first rare. It is a 1-cost elemental Runeblade action attack. It attacks for 3 power and it has a defense of 3. It has Earth Fusion, and if Explosive Growth was fused, whenever it deals damage, attacks you control gain +1 power this combat chain. And when you attack with Explosive Growth, it deals 1 arcane damage to target hero. Interesting. So whenever it deals damage. So does that mean that if the 1 arcane damage happens when you attack, right? And so does that then buff up this attack? Because this attack starts with a power of 3, but it deals 1 damage ahead of the... Interesting. I'll have to look that up because it seems crazy. Like, you deal 1 damage immediately, and then because of that, this triggers, and you get 4, assuming that you fuse this card. And then if that hits, then you have +2 to all your remaining attacks for the rest of the turn. Seems cool. Okay, Lightning Press is our next rare. It's a lightning instant. It's 0 cost, and target attack action card with cost 1 or less gains +3 power. Okay. Some of these rares seem less than, I mean, they're a little basic, I guess. But some of them aren't. I don't know. Ooh, we got a foil rare, Cold Wave. This is an Elemental Ranger action arrow attack. It costs 1, it has a power 5 and a defense of 3. It has Ice Fusion. If it's fused, then cards and activated abilities cost opposing heroes an additional power or additional resources turn. Okay, so unlike a Frostbite token that goes away at the beginning of your turn, if Cold Wave hits your opponent and it was fused, no, it doesn't have to hit anything. It just has to be played and fused. Then your opponent's heroes have to pay additional resources for the rest of the turn. Oh, but it's your turn, so at the end of your turn, that would stop. Okay, that makes a little more sense, I guess. Not as opposing as I thought it was. Chilling Ice Vein we've seen before. Bramble Spark. Bramble Spark is a 0 cost elemental runeblade action with 2 defense, and it has Earth Fusion. The next attack action card you play this turn gains when you attack with this, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. And if it was fused, the next attack action card you play this turn gains +2 power, and it has go again. Okay. All this like dealing arcane damage ahead of the attack is kind of cool. I might look into that a little bit more. Invigorate, 0 cost, 2 defense. The next attack you fuse this turn gains +3 power and go again. It's pretty simple. Strength of Sequoia, 2 cost, 3 defense, Earth Fusion. This is an Elemental Guardian action aura, and it has go again on it. When the Strength of Sequoia enters the arena, if it was fused, you create a Seismic Surge token. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy Strength of Sequoia, and then the next attack action card you play gets +1 power. And I'll have to see what a Seismic Surge token does when I see one, because I don't think I've seen one of those. Or I'm sure there's one. I don't know. I'm putting it up. I'm sure there's one in one of the Blitz decks, so I might have already seen it. Buzzbolt is a 1 cost Elemental Ranger action arrow attack. It has Lightning Fusion, and if it was fused, then whenever an attack hits a hero this turn, it deals 1 damage to them. And this has 5 power and 3 defense. So you play this, you fuse it, it does 5 damage when it hits, and then it deals an additional damage to them because it hit. And then any future attacks this turn will also deal 1 damage. Okay. Yeah, I think I got hit by a couple of those. Inspire Lightning is a 1 cost Elemental Runeblade action. It has Lightning Fusion. If it was fused, you deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. And then we have Thump. Thump is a 6 power, 3 defense, Guardian action attack. It costs 4, and if its power is greater than its base power, it has Dominate. And if it hits a hero, they discard a card. Okay, and then I got a Cracked Bauble, and that's it. Okay, moving on to the next pack. We start with Entwine Ice. Interesting. Okay, Entwine Ice is an ice elemental action attack. It's 5 power, 2 defense, costs 1. It has Ice Fusion, and if it's fused, it gains Dominate. Simple enough. Dominate's kind of crazy too, not letting you discard multiple cards to defend, or play multiple cards to defend. So tomorrow, 1 cost, 2 defense, put target Earth or Elemental action card with cost 1 or greater from your graveyard to the bottom of your deck, and then banish. So tomorrow, if this is played from Arsenal, you draw a card, and it has go again on it. Okay. Hold, please. Sorry about that. Dinner was delivered, so I apologize, but I will be eating while it's warm a little bit in between cards, and I will try to mute when I do. All right, Winter's Bite. 0 cost. Ice action. Target hero discards a card unless they pay a resource and go again. Alright, Earthlore Surge. The next attack card you play this turn gains +5 power and go again. It's an Earth action. Costs 2 and it has 2 defense. Amulet of Ice. It's an ice action item. Costs 0, has go again, and it has an instant effect to destroy this, and target hero discards a card unless they pay 2. And you activate this only if you have ice fused this turn. Interesting, no equipment in this pack. I guess the item takes the place of the equipment, perhaps? Rites of Lightning is my first rare. It's a 1 cost elemental runeblade action attack. It has lightning fusion, and when you attack with Rites of Lightning, if it was fused, you deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. If you've dealt arcane damage this turn, then Rites of Lightning gains go again, and it has 3 power and 3 defense. Okay, and then our next, we got our Majestic. This is Fulminate. It has 2 cost. It has Earth and or Lightning Fusion. If it was fused with Earth, then attack action cards you control gain +3 power this turn. And if it was fused with Lightning, then attack action cards you control gain go again this turn. And it has go again itself. 2 defense, and it's an elemental action. That's pretty nice. Alright, and then we got our Rites of Replenishment. I keep checking to see if, that's a common card, okay. Yes, we have seen Rites of Replenishment before, so I'll just pass that one up. It is a pretty sweet foil, though. Alright, Blizzard Bolt, 1 cost arrow attack for Elemental Ranger action. It has Ice Fusion, and if it was fused, whenever an attack deals damage to a hero this turn, create a Frostbite token under their control. So that sounds familiar. I think we've seen this one. 5 power, 3 defense. Bramble Spark we have seen. Strength of Sequoia we've seen. Flake Out is something new to me. 1 cost, Elemental Ranger action arrow attacks. This is another arrow. 4 power, 3 defense. It has Ice Fusion, and if it was fused, it gains Dominate. Okay. And then another Rites of Replenishment. And then Tangle. This is a 3 cost Elemental Guardian action attack. It has Earth Fusion. If it was fused, it gains, if this hits a hero, their first attack during their next turn gets -2 power. And then this has a power of 5 and a defense of 3. And then we have Dazzling Crescendo. This is another arrow, Elemental Ranger action arrow attack. Cost 0, has a power of 4 and defense of 3, lightning fusion, and if it was fused, it gains go again. And lastly, we have ourselves a Lexi token, Young Lexi, with a Frostbite token on the back. All right, give me 1 second. Sorry about that. Right, next pack. Yeah, I might not do that too much more often. We'll see. I don't like interrupting the stream like that. But that is one of the problems of live streaming, right? Is you are live and things can happen. So I'm sure as I nail this process down a little more, my process will get better and people will not interrupt as much. I should have realized. I knew that my wife was coming back from dinner. So anyways, I'm sorry for that. Electrify. First part of my next pack is a lightning action common. The other thing I noticed in here is there aren't as many generics in this set, which I guess makes sense because the lightning and the elemental essentially are the generics. So I am noticing that now, is that this is a lightning action. It has nothing to do with a class per se, just the elements. So I guess that is for the most part, the generics of this set are just the elemental aspects. So this is a 1-cost lightning action with 2 defense, and the next time an action card hits a hero this turn, it deals 3 damage. If it's played from Arsenal, then you draw a card and go again. Oh gosh. Rejuvenate is a 1-cost elemental action with 2 defense, and you gain 3 life. If you've fused, you can play Rejuvenate as though it were an instant. Burgeoning. I think I've seen this in one of the Blitz decks. 2 costs, sorry. Burgeoning. If Burgeoning is played from Arsenal, it gains +1 power. It has 6 attack, or 6 power, and 2 defense. It's an Earth action attack. These high cost Earth attacks are very powerful. It's hard to block because most defense is 1, 2, or 3, right? So it's hard to block something with a super high attack. Another Rotten Buckler. Heaven's Claws. It's common. This is something else I'm noticing is sometimes we get the equipment and then we get another common underneath that. Whereas I think in the Arcane Rising packs, it was always like the equipment and then the rare. But sometimes we hit a rare after the equipment. And then, like the last pack, we didn't even have an equipment. So, yeah, seems not consistent. I haven't been counting the number of commons I'm getting through, though. So maybe it's the same number of commons and they just don't always slot the equipment into the same spot. Anyways, Heaven's Claws is a lightning action attack. It costs 1, and it has 3 power and 3 defense. Explosive Growth is one we've seen before. And then we got a Summerwood Shelter. 0 cost. Target defending Earth or elemental action gains +3 defense. There's something that I like. Something that gives more defense to something. This is an Earth instant, and that lets you block some of those larger attacks. I like that a lot. Okay, Snow Under is our foil. Yep, there we go. And it has Ice Fusion. It's a Elemental Guardian action attack, 6 power, 3 defense. If it was fused, it gains, if this hits a hero, create a Frostbite token under their control. I feel like we've seen that. Bramble Spark we've seen, Strength Sequoia. Frazzle is an arrow. 1 cost, 4 power, 3 defense, lightning fusion, and if it's fused, whenever an attack would deal damage this turn, instead it deals that much damage +1. This is an elemental ranger action. Singeing Steelblade. This is a Runeblade action attack. It costs 1. It has 3 power, 3 defense, and when you attack with Singeing Steelblade, you deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. Okay. Thump we've seen. Overflex. This is a ranger action. It costs 1. It has a defense value of 2, and your next arrow attack this turn gains +2 power, and it has reload and go again. And next up we have Arcanic Shockwave, 0 cost, elemental Runeblade action attack. With Lightning Fusion, when you attack with Arcanic Shockwave, if it was fused, you deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. And then we got another Young Oldhim with a Frostbite token on the back. Alright, next pack. I don't believe anybody's popped in, but if somebody does, I don't have that window topmost. So I'll try and keep my eye on it to see if people pop in. And feel free to ask questions in the chat. That one I can see all the time. Anyways, our first card is a Rosetta. No, this is a token. I've got the pack backwards. Icy Encounter. If this hits a hero, you create a Frostbite token under their control. It's an ice action attack. It has a 4 power, 2 defense, and costs 2. Shock Striker. I like the art on that. It's like this, like a frosty, lightningy, not frosty at all, sorry, lightningy bird thing. It's pretty cool. 1 cost, once per turn instant. This is a lightning action attack, but it has a once per turn instant. I guess that just means that once it's on the chain, then you can use this instant, but you can only use it once. You can pay 2 resources, and this gains, if Shock Striker hits a hero, you deal 1 damage to them, 3 power, 2 defense. Next up, Autumn's Touch. We've seen that one. Ball Lightning. I guess this is banned, so not a whole lot of reason to talk about it, but I haven't seen one yet, so let's see what it does. 0 cost, lightning action attack for 1 power and no defense. Whenever a lightning or elemental action card would deal damage to this combat chain, instead it deals damage +1 and go again. So I guess the idea was that you can like play a bunch of these and then swing in with something else, and it would have a bunch of built-up damage on it. Coat of Frost is an ice equipment for the chest, and it has an action: destroy Coat of Frost, create a Frostbite token under target hero's control, and go again. And then we hit an Explosive Growth, which we have seen before. This is the one that if you fuse it, then whenever it deals damage, you get +1 power this combat chain, and if you attack with this, it deals 1 arcane damage. Next up is Flash, which I believe we've seen that as well. But I would be wrong. I have not seen Flash. Flash is a lightning action, cost 0. The next action card you play this turn with cost 2 or greater gains Go Again, and it has Go Again on it. Okay. Overflex is our foil. Let me take a look at that. Oh, that's cool. Inspire Lightning has Lightning Fusion. It costs 1. If it's fused, you deal 3 arcane damage to target hero, and it's an elemental Runeblade action. Flake Out, Singeing Steelblade, Glacial Footsteps. Oh yes, I was hit by this a couple times. It costs 6. It is an Elemental Guardian action attack. It has Ice Fusion, and if it's fused, it gains Dominate. It has 8 power and 3 defense. Yeah, 8 power is ridiculous. But then again, it also costs a lot to cast, so it's hard to get out there. Chilling Ice Vein we've seen, and Stir the Wildwood. Well, I don't think we've seen this one. We might have. Stir the Wildwood is a 2 cost Elemental Runeblade action attack for 5 power, 3 defense. As Earth Fusion, if you've dealt arcane damage to an opposing hero, then this gets +2 power, and if it was fused, it gets +2 power. So it could be up to 9. And then we got Alexi Livewire as our hero. So she has Essence of Ice and Lightning. Once per turn action, you can turn a face-down card in your arsenal face up. If it's Lightning, your next attack this turn needs to go again. If it's Ice, you get a Frostbite token under target hero's control, and then go again. Yeah, Frostbite tokens. And our weapon is a Runeblade sword, 2-handed, Rosetta Thorn. Once per turn action, you can pay a resource and attack. Whenever you attack with it, if you played an attack action card and a non-attack action card, you deal 2 arcane damage to a hero, and it attacks for 2 on its own. Okay, next pack. Alright, Winter's Grasp is an ice action attack, 5 power, 3 defense, it costs 2. I see a counter, if it hits, you create a Frostbite token under the opponent's control, 6 power, cost 2, 2 defense. Lightning Surge, Suckcliffs, Suede Hides. This is a Rune Blade equipment for the legs. It has an attack reaction. You can pay a resource and destroy it, and target attack action card gains go again. Activate only if you played a non-attack action card this turn. Entwine Ice Fusion, if it was fused, gains Dominate. Okay. 3 power, 2 defense. Rites of Lightning. Lightning Fusion, 2 power, attack, Elemental Rune Blade action attack, 3 defense. When you attack with this, if it was fused, you deal 1 arcane damage to a target hero, and if you've dealt arcane damage this turn, this gains go again. Doesn't this just have arcane damage? Oh, you have to have dealt the damage. Okay, because they can prevent arcane damage. Got it. And we have another Majestic Blizzard. This has 0 cost. It's an ice instant. Target attack loses and can't gain go again, unless the attacking hero pays 2 resource points. Alright, Frazzle is our foil. It's a little tricky getting that just right for the foil. Entwine Ice. Snow Under. If it's fused, you get a Frostbite token. 5 power, 3 defense. 3 cost. Elemental Guardian action attack. Chilling Ice Vein, Bramble Spark, Strength of Sequoia, Buzzbolt. Well, we're getting to the point where we've seen most of the commons. And we have our Embodiment of Earth token. I can't remember if this is the one I was looking for earlier or not, but non-attack action cards I control have +1 defense while defending. And at the beginning of your action phase, you destroy this. And then on the back, I have a Shiver. This is the Elemental Ranger weapon bow. It's 2-handed. Once per turn instant, pay a resource, and you can put an arrow card from your hand face up into an empty arsenal zone that you control, and if you do, you choose one. It either gains +1 power until end of turn, or it gains Dominate until end of turn. Yes, that was the weapon that I think both of my opponents were playing against me that played Lexi. Yeah, it's a good one. It's amazing. All right. Okay. See if I see anything new. So far, not. Turn Timber is our first rare. Cost 2, it has Earth Fusion. If it's fused, it gains +2 defense. Oh, interesting. And this is a defense reaction. Ah, I like that. The 6 defense is really cool. And then it gets +2 to that if it was fused. And then Rites of Lightning, which we've seen. Stir the Wildwood is our foil. Alright, yeah, we're getting to that point. Rejuvenate, I think, is new to me. If you've used this turn, you can play Rejuvenate as though it were an instant. It's just an elemental action for a cost of 1, and you gain 2 life, and it has 2 defense. Oh, Glacial Footsteps. So this is the red version, has 10 power. So crazy. Blizzard Bolt. Vila Flash. Vila Flash is a 1 cost elemental Rune Blade action attack. It has Lightning Fusion. If it was fused, you can play your next non-attack action card as though it were an instant, and it has 3 power, 3 defense. And then we got another Young Oldhim and a Frostbite token. Alright, we're speeding up. We're definitely not going to go a full hour and a half this time. I feel it. Because I'm not going to hit very many cards that I've not seen before. Amulet of Earth, I think, is new. This is an Earth action item. It's 0 cost. It has to go again. It has an instant ability to destroy this and attack action cards you control gain +1 power and +1 defense this turn, and you activate this only if you have Earth fused this turn. So the +1 defense this turn, and only if you've Earth fused, means that you have to have played like a reaction card and Earth fused, and then use this or something while you're defending against your opponent. Okay, our first rare is Biting Gale. It costs 2. It's an Elemental Guardian defense reaction. It has Ice Fusion. If it was fused, then the attacking hero discards a card unless they pay 2. And Weave Ice, I believe we've seen, but 0 cost, Ice action, 2 defense. The next Ice or Elemental attack action card you play this turn gains +2 power, and if it's fused, it gains Dominate. Go again. And we have a foil rare, another Cold Wave. Interesting. So now we've got 2 foil Cold Waves in this box. 1 yellow, 1 red. Okay, let's see if there's anything new in here. We have Briar's our hero. Essence of Earth and Lightning. Whenever an attack action card you control deals damage to an opposing hero, create an embodiment of Earth token. Whenever you play your second non-attack action card this turn, create an embodiment of Lightning token. And then the back is a Frostbite. Those Frostbite tokens are pretty prevalent. So far, I think the set's pretty cool. I like the elemental aspects of it from a thematic standpoint. I don't know if I'm as excited about them from a gameplay standpoint, but that could be tricky. So I don't know. Honing Hood is an equipment, ranger equipment for the head. It has 0 defense and it has an instant destroy this and return all cards in your arsenal to your hand. Then I'm going to put a card from your hand face down into your arsenal. Okay. Evergreen is our rare. 3 cost, Earth action attack. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but I have some Discord chats popping in. See if I can change that so that you can't hear them. I don't know if you're hearing them or not, but I hope not. Anyways, back to Evergreen, sorry. Earth action attack has 5 power, 2 defense, 3 cost. If it's played from arsenal, you put it on the bottom of your deck when the combat chain closes, so you don't lose it to the discard pile. That's handy. And then we have a Majestic. This is a lightning instant, blink. It costs 0. You gain an action point. Okay, that's interesting. Spend 0 points to gain a point. Our foil is Autumn's Touch. Sorry, I was just trying to find my sound settings. I can't find the mixer. Anyways, Autumn's Touch is our foil. Mulch looks new. 4 cost, 8 power, 3 defense. That's pretty expensive, or pretty powerful. Elemental Guardian action attack adds Earth Fusion. If it was fused, it gains. If this hits a hero, put a card from your arsenal on the bottom of their deck. Their arsenal on the bottom of their deck. Okay, so you can take their card and put it into their deck instead of letting them keep it in their arsenal. That's pretty mean. Dazzling Crescendo. Can't remember if I've seen this one or not. This is an arrow. 2 power, 3 defense, 0 cost. It has lightning fusion, and if it was fused, it gains go again. Zero cost seems to be pretty important. And there's an embodiment of lightning token. When you play an attack action card, destroy this, and the attack gains go again. Okay? And on the back we have Titan's Fist, which is a one-handed hammer, guardian weapon. Once per turn action, pay 3 resource points in attack. While there's a card with cost 3 or greater in your pitch zone, then this has +1 power. And it normally has 3 power. Alright. Next pack. Break Ground looks new. 3 cost, Earth action attack. When you attack with Break Ground, you may put a card from your arsenal on the bottom of your deck. If you do, draw a card. Okay, so again, I guess we have seen that one. You're replacing a card in your arsenal with a card from your deck. 6 power, 2 defense. Another Ball Lightning. Biting Gale is our first rare. 2 cost, Ice Fusion, Elemental Guardian Defense reaction. If it's fused, the attacking hero discards it unless they pay 2, and has defense of 4. And then Summerwood Shelter is our second rare. Target defending Earth or Elemental action card gets +4 defense. 0 cost Earth instant. I like that. Chill to the Bone is our foil. It is an ice action, has 2 defense. The next time an ice or elemental attack hits a hero this turn, create 2 frostbite tokens under their control. Go again. 2 frostbite tokens. That is brutal. Thump. And then we have our young Lexi as our hero with a frostbite token on the back. Okay. The beauty of this is that I don't know the set enough to know if I've seen all the commons yet. But so I'm sure I'm saying a couple of these a couple times, but there's, again, I'm new to this, so I can't really, say too much about it. As far as I can only apologize so much. But there's no need to. I'm new to it. It's understandable that I don't know these cards. Hopefully it's interesting that people are, shoot, sorry, I have to take a quick break. Didn't remember to plug in my laptop, and so the battery's about to die. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. I caught it in time, thankfully. My laptop did not die completely. Again, new to this whole thing, so over time the process will get better and I'll do less dumb stuff like that. Let's get back into it. Alright, Cracker Jacks is my equipment for this pack. I have turned Timber as my first rare. And then Sigil of Suffering. I'm just going to double check. I think I've seen Turn Timber before, but yep, okay, good. I wasn't wrong. Sigil of Suffering looks new to me though. It's a 0 cost Rune Blade defense reaction. Deal 1 arcane damage to the attacking hero, and if you have dealt arcane damage this turn, in this case +1 defense, and it has 2 defense to start. That's pretty cool. We have a foil Majestic. That's interesting. We're on our 4th Majestic now, one of them being foil. This is Blossoming Spellblade, and the foiling on that is just gorgeous, as is the rest of the art. It's just a gorgeous painting. This is an Elemental Runeblade action attack. It costs 2. It has Earth and Lightning fusion. If Blossoming Spellblade was fused, it gains, whenever this deals damage to an opposing hero, you may banish a non-attack action card from your graveyard. If you do, you may play it as though it were an instant, and it would be put into your graveyard instead. Oh, and if it would be put in your graveyard instead, banish it. And when you attack with Blossoming Spellblade, if it was fused, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. Nice. And then it has 6 power and 3 defense. That's a pretty strong card. I like that. Okay, go through the rest of the pack here. Another embodiment of Lightning token with a Titan's Fist on the back for our equipment. Whoops. Okay, next pack. Looks like we're about halfway through. At this point, I'm just going to flip through the commons pretty quickly. Make sure that I'm not missing anything. Here's something new. Mark of Lightning is lightning equipment for the arms. Whenever a lightning or elemental attack you control is defended by a card from hand, you can destroy a Mark of Lightning, and if you do, the attack deals 1 damage to the defending hero. Okay? Equipment. We have Explosive Growth as our rare, and Evergreen as our other rare. Yep. And then another foil Majestic. Wow, this is a pretty strong box so far. And it just in terms of ooh, that's a perfect little capture of the foil. Anyways, so our second foil Majestic. Channel Mount Heroic. It costs 3. It's an Earth action aura. It has 3 defense, and it has Go Again. Attack action cards you control have +3 power. And Channel Earth, at the beginning of your end phase, put a flow counter on Channel Mount Heroic, then destroy it unless you put an Earth card from your pitch zone on the bottom of your deck for each flow counter on it. So you have to pitch Earth cards, more and more Earth cards each turn, to keep this in play. Wow, that is pretty sweet. And real quick, just because thinking back to my other box and looking up values of stuff, the foil Majestics were far more valuable than other things. So I'm going to put these in sleeves real quick. Okay. See if there's anything else in here worth checking out. We have the old version of Oldhim, Grandfather of Eternity. Yep, and Shiver. I think the effects are the same, right? The ability of the hero is the same in the old versus young. It's just the life that changes, really. So I've only seen. Oh yeah, right. There's only 3 heroes in this set: Briar, Lexi, and Oldhim, right? Okay. I can tell I'm starting to get a little anxious. Rites of Lightning is our first rare. Channel Thunderstep is another Majestic. So, did they change the rarity on Majestics? Because, like, I thought it was supposed to be like 1 in 12 packs, which means you're supposed to get 2 in a box. Anyways, this is a Lightning Action Aura. It costs 1. It has Go Again. Whenever you play an action card, you can pay a resource point. If you do, it gains Go Again. And this has Channel Lightning. So like the Channel Mount Heroic, this has Channel Lightning, where you have to pitch the lightning cards based on the number of counters that this has on it, or else you lose it. Our foil is an Icy Encounter. And we have an Embodiment of Earth token with an Embodiment of Lightning token on the back. This seems pretty good. I'm not even halfway through the, well, I think I am halfway through the box, but yeah, having 6 total Majestics with 2 of them being foil seems good. But I could be wrong. I don't know. Again, new to this, so I could be absolutely wrong. Ragamuffin's Hat is our equipment. It's a generic for the head. Has 0 defense. You can, as an instant ability, to destroy this. Draw a card, then put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck, and activate this only if you have 1 card in hand. So this basically says I have 1 card. I can check another card and see if I want that one or to keep the one I have. Cool effect. Cold Wave. Yep, that was our, we had 2 foil Cold Waves already. And an Embolden. Yep, we've already had an Embolden. I like that one. Vila Flash is our foil. Let's take a look at the foilie on that. That's pretty sweet. I like it when they do the these little like accents of foil. The rest of the foil is relatively muted, but this part of it is pretty strong. I like that. It's really cool. All right. Oh, there's our Seismic Surge. So I haven't seen a Seismic Surge yet. This is a Guardian token, Aura. At the beginning of your action phase, destroy Seismic Surge. Then the next Guardian attack action card you play costs 1 resource less. And then we have a Rosetta Thorn on the back, which we have seen. Okay. Now I've seen all the tokens, I think. Or at least all of the... Yeah. The ones that are made by characters or by different things, effects of the game. We have Runways as our equipment. Runaways, sorry. 0 cost equipment for the legs, or not 0 cost, 0 defense equipment for the legs. Instant ability, destroy Runaways, prevent the next 1 damage that would be dealt to your hero this turn. Activate only if you have been dealt damage this turn. Okay. Summerwood Shelter is a Earth instant, cost 0, and a target defending Earth or elemental action card gains +3. Pretty sure we've seen that one. And then we have Weave Earth, which is an Earth action. 0 cost. The next Earth or elemental attack action gains +1 power. If it's fused, instead it gains 2, and it has Go Again. And then we have a rare foil. We have Embolden. Those like ice giant sculpture things look really cool. Okay. You always gotta love it when you get a triple rare pack. The only thing better is a triple Majestic pack, right? Oh, you know what? I'll bet you they did change. Maybe they changed the rare. I don't know. I haven't seen a single super rare. So did they take out super rares for this set? We got Lexi with a Frostbite token. They must have taken super rares out for this set and then made Majestic a little less rare. That makes a lot more sense, because I mean, I've seen good boxes from other games, but like those are generally like misprint or miscollation boxes that you wouldn't you know, you don't count on anything like that. Plume of Evergrowth is our equipment. I feel like I have one of these. In fact, I probably do because I'm pretty sure it comes in one of the Blitz decks. Instant ability, destroy Plume of Evergrowth, return an Earth action card or Earth instant card from your graveyard to your hand. Yeah, okay. Weave Earth is our rare. We just had a Weave Earth. And then there is a Weave Lightning. So if the next elemental, lightning elemental or attack action you play gets +3 power, and if it's fused, it gains Go Again, and this has Go Again. And then we have another foil rare, Rites of Lightning. I keep forgetting to try and like show you guys the foil. The foil on that is pretty sweet, and it kind of looks like lightning is striking if you do it this way. That's sweet. All right, moving on. Another Seismic Surge with a Rosetta Thorn on the back as our token. Okay, looks like we've got about 5 to 7 packs left. Yeah, so far, I'm not sure what I want to build next. Obviously, I can't really work on Dash out of the stuff in this box because there are no Mechanologist cards in this set. So what I'm opening in this box isn't going to help me with Dash very much. I mean, there's some generic stuff, I guess. I have a few more options for equipment, but not a whole lot. So that's interesting. Seeing as how that was the first deck I wanted to try, I might go with Lexi. Although I do see. Here's the thing. I don't begrudge anybody playing what they want to play. But the fact that I don't like the ice elements of this game so far makes me not want to play with them. So even though I like the idea of the arrows and the attacks, I might go with Briar as my one from the set because she is the earth and lightning as opposed to any ice, and she's the only one that doesn't have the ice. So now that said, the Briar deck that I played against on Saturday was absolutely demolished me. Like it killed me in turn 2, literally. Like 10 damage and then like another 13 damage. It was ridiculous. Coat of Frost is my equipment. I feel like I've had that before. You get a Frostbite, or you get to create a Frostbite token if you destroy it. Explosive Growth, and a Bolton Shot. I did get hit by a Bolton Shot at least once in our games on Saturday. This is another Arrow Ranger action, arrow attack. It has 0 cost. And this is the idea that I could play a different Ranger than Lexi and still have decent arrows to use. So that's good. It has 2 power, 3 defense. While Bolton Shot's power is greater than its base power, it has Go Again, and if it hits, reload, which means you can put a card from your hand into your arsenal face down. That's pretty cool, I think. It's a good shot. It's a nice one. And then our foil is Buzzbolt. That one doesn't seem as, like, I mean, it is all like the cool electrocution part that's the foil, but it's not quite as, like, pronounced as some of the other ones. You get those, like, crisp white foil sections, and they look really cool. Another Seismic Surge with a Rosetta Thorn token on the back. So yeah, I couldn't believe the Briar deck that I played against. It was really crazy, and the kid that was playing it was continually, wasn't happy with the fact that they had banned the ball lighting. So thought that was kind of interesting. But his deck still pummeled me, so didn't really matter. There's the ball lightning. Deep blue is our equipment. It's generic for the chest. As an action, you can put a card from your hand on the bottom of your deck and then destroy this, and you gain 3 resource points and go again. Interesting that the art on this is the like circus. You know, in fact, it looks like it might be this character, just like maybe a younger version. But it's kind of like the circus stuff that seems like it goes with Everfest, but it's in Tales of Aria, so that's interesting. And another Bolton shot as our rare. Okay, so I've got 2 Bolton shots now, and another Cold Wave. And then our foil is an Inspire Lightning, so this is what I'm talking about when I talk about foils. Like, that is amazing. With that, like, big, like, ice white lightning bolt just hammering down on the unsuspecting person at the base of it. That is awesome. And our token is a Briar with a Frostbite. I wonder if you're guaranteed to get a... I pulled an extra pack out. We have 6 packs left, counting this one. I wonder if you're guaranteed to get... I mean, obviously you're going to get a lot of the young heroes, but I wonder if you're guaranteed in any given box to get at least 1 of each of the old ones. I think we've only got 2 of them so far. I've seen Lexi and I've seen Oldhim. I have not seen an old version of Briar yet, so maybe we'll see one. Mark of Lightning is our equipment, and then our first rare is a Snapshot. It has Lightning Fusion, 0 cost, 2 power, Elemental Ranger Elemental Ranger action, arrow attack, Lightning Fusion, and if it was fused, you can activate abilities of bows you control an additional time as though they were an instant. And I believe I got hit by a Snapshot at one point as well. And they were able to reuse their bow, which was mean, very mean. Frostfang is our other rare. This is an ice action attack. It has 3 power and 2 defense, cost 2. If it hits a hero, they discard a card unless they pay 2. And then we got a Heaven's Claws, again with the like lightning foil. It is spectacular. And an Embodiment of Earth token along with a Shiver. Oops. Okay, we're getting down to the end. I think we're just a little over an hour now. I think as we go along, this will get faster and faster, especially if I'm keeping up with spoilers and stuff, which I believe the spoilers started today. I think I've seen this guy, but I don't recall what even his name was, but I do believe that was spoiled today. So Ragamuffin's Hat for our equipment, Summerwood Shelter for our first rare, Lightning Press for our second, 0 cost, Lightning Instant, target attack action card with cost 1 or less gains +1 power. And a foil Rotten Old Buckler seems like an odd card to foil, but you know, every card has a chance of getting foiled. So that one can as well. Oh, and there is our adult Briar, Warden of Thorns. Very cool. And Titan's Fist on the back. So there we go. Now I can build a constructed deck and a blitz deck using Briar. All right. Next up, no equipment in this deck, in this pack. We got a third Bolton shot, and then a Seek and Destroy, which is a 0 cost Ranger action. Oh, this is a Majestic. Okay, 0 cost Ranger action. Your next arrow attack this turn gains +3 power, and if this hits a hero at the beginning of their next end phase, they discard all cards in their hand and destroy all cards in their arsenal. Go again. That is ridiculous. Just ridiculous. Veil Flash is our foil. We've seen one of those before. Embodiment of Earth with a shiver. Seek and Destroy. Alright, down to the last few here, folks. Our first rare is a Frostfang, and our second one is a, nope, this is another Majestic, Sting of Sorcery. This is a 0-cost Runeblade action aura. It has Go Again. Attack action cards you control gain when you attack with this, deal 1 arcane damage to target hero. At the beginning of your end phase, you destroy Sting of Sorcery. Very interesting. Another foil Heaven's Claws. Sting of Sorcery. Yeah, I wonder what the new rarity is for Majestics. I'm going to have to look that up too, because I thought I knew what the rarity was. But looking back, that list I was looking at had super rare on it. So if they took super rare out, which obviously they have because there aren't any in this box that I've seen, then they obviously upped the presence of the Majestics, which is totally fine. I'm not really that big on rarity, aside from being a shop owner and wanting expensive cards to sell. But outside of that, I'm perfectly happy with cards being commonly printed and available. Runaways is our equipment. Weave Lightning and Turn Timber are our rares. Glacial Footsteps is our foil. It's pretty cool. Alright, we're down to the last pack. After this one, we got Briar and a Frostbite token. Last pack, folks. Let's see what we get. I guess I got really lucky in the last box where I got a legendary. That doesn't seem to be the case this time, but who knows? There could be a legendary in here. We'll see. Plume of Evergrowth is our equipment. We have an Embolden as our rare, and a Weave Ice as our second rare, and a Sow Tomorrow as our foil. Oh, that's pretty cool with the little plant, like it being a foil, like that. Alright, folks. Monument of Lightning token and a Titan's Fist as our token. Well, actually, let me go to this one. So, let's go through what we got here. We got 2 foil Majestics, a Blossoming Spellblade, and a Channel Mount Heroic. And on top of that, we got, what's up there, where's the list? Sting of Sorcery, Seek and Destroy, Channel Thunder Step, Blink, Blizzard, and Fulminate. It's kind of hard to see, sorry about that glare. That is an issue I will have to figure out. But yeah, so 8 total Majestics in this box, 2 of which were foil. We got the rest were rares, and then it looks like we got 4 foil rares, 2 of which were Cold Waves. Yeah, so I don't know. Tell me how this box was. I don't know necessarily. I'll start looking up some prices and stuff, but who knows? We'll have to see what it is. It seems like a good box. I got some stuff that makes me a little excited. Some stuff that makes me want to try some Rangers, like go Seek and Destroy. I like the Channel Mount Heroic, could go good in Briar. The Blossoming Spellblade makes me want to play Runeblade. So yeah, give me a clue as to what I should do with these cards, aside from offer them for sale in the store. And I look forward to opening more packs, opening more boxes. I'll definitely do an Everfest box as soon as I get them in stock. I only got 2 boxes of Welcome to Wrath, so I'm probably not going to open a box of Welcome to Wrath. But yeah, so it'll be a little while until I open another box, but I will open packs from time to time. and those will just be short, quick lives, just to open a pack and see what I get, but not just for Flesh and Blood. I'll do Magic, I'll do Pokemon, I'll do some My Hero Academia even, because why not? I have the packs here and nobody seems to be buying them. So might as well open some up and see if there's any value going on in there, or if there's anything that's cool. I haven't really learned that game yet, but we'll see. I also have some, what's it called, Keyforge, which was a game I really enjoyed, and I hope that they, I hope that it continues in its, it kind of died off a little bit, and I'm hoping that it comes back. And I do want to start running events for that. But so you might see, deck openings for Keyforge, pack openings for all the others. I also plan to do. I'm a big fan of roll and write board games, and so I plan on doing some roll and write live plays, board game unboxings. Maybe when we get a shipment from our distributor, I'll pull the camera out and do a box opening of a shipment and just see all the games that came in that particular order. Especially if we ordered like 1s and 2s of a bunch of stuff, because then you get a mix in the box as opposed to like, I ordered 6 copies of Ticket to Ride, so they just all came in one box. That's not as exciting, but yeah, so, stay tuned to the channel. Let me know, obviously there's plenty that I could do better. I could probably get a better microphone. I'm using my AirPods for that purpose at the moment. I might break out. I do have a microphone that is supposed to be good for this kind of thing, so I will probably break that out next time and see if I can get that to work. I have a pretty decent camera, I hope. I hope that you can see everything. From my perspective, it looks a little, the one that's on my face is my laptop camera, so it's not the best. But the one that's on the playmat is 4K on a stand, so it's pretty stable unless I shake the table, which the table doesn't appear to be the most stable. But the camera itself is very stable when it's on a stable surface. Aside from that, I know I need to mess with my lighting and make it so that I'm not being interrupted while I'm trying to live stream and make too many mistakes in terms of let's see what I do this time. I forgot to plug in the laptop, so it almost died on us. I was interrupted. I was trying to eat while I was opening packs. That's dumb. Yeah. And then I also had something, buzzing in, hopefully not audibly to you guys, but I could hear it in my headphones whenever a Discord message came in. So I will take care of these things and work on, making them better for the future. And I also want to do stuff a little more spontaneously. I'm obviously not super set up for all this, but I like to just get out there and do it. Otherwise, I think about it too much, and then I psych myself out, and I don't do it. So by actually just coming in here, sitting down with the laptop, turning on the camera, and going, it was much easier for me than thinking about it. That's why I'm live streaming as opposed to recording and uploading video, because I've tried. I was doing the Blitz decks and opening those, and I was recording it, not live streaming it. And I was just doing take after take after take. And, I catch myself if I'm not perfect on it and have to restart. So that's why the live is a good thing. And that's what I'm going to keep doing for that purpose, so that I don't overthink it and I just get into it. And I'll get better at it. I'll get more comfortable. And I'll get more knowledgeable about the game. If I'm live streaming something for Magic, I'll be very, knowledgeable about that, because I've been playing Magic for 2.5 decades. So yeah. Anyways, I'm going to call that a night, folks, and I hope that you enjoyed, and I hope that you got something out of this. I'm looking forward to incorporating these cards into whatever I'm doing with Flesh and Blood, as far as my own play styles, getting to know them a little bit better, so that I can start making decks that are actually going to work. And I'm not blaming the deck, aside from the fact that I made it, and I made it in about 20 minutes for my Dash deck. Yeah, it literally took about 20 minutes. I basically picked all of the Mechanologist cards that I opened in the Arcane Rising box and splashed in a couple of generics, and it just didn't work very well. But then again, there's other factors to that as well, and a lot of that is just the fact that I was outplayed because, again, I just don't have the experience with the game, and the people that I was playing against did. So, you know, that's how gaming works, is you jump in late to the party, and you have to learn and catch up. So that's what I'm going to do. Everybody have a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.